That's me, hunched over and panting. Week 2 kicked my butt. Welcome back, my name's Manic. This is Fast Track to Fitness. Today's video is on sprinting for weight loss when you're overweight.
Just finished that off. My average heartbeat was 155 on that sprint. So not as bad as it used to be. It used to be about 180.
Week 2 on my journey where I'm challenging myself to sprint every week. Why I'm doing this? A couple reasons. A, it's to get into better shape, and B, I want to get a better sprint time. I've been hitting a plateau, and I thought it was about time that I switched my workouts out. So what I started to do is actually sprint 3 times a week. Now for the past 2 weeks, that's what I've been doing. In this video, you're going to be seeing all of my sprints that I've done this past week. I'm going to go a little bit deeper into what I'm going to be doing next week, as I'm actually starting a 3-day fast tonight. So this past week, I was doing 3 days of sprinting. I sprinted on Monday, Wednesday, and then I did my final sprints this past Saturday.
About to complete the last sprinting session of the day, Monday morning right now. Beautiful day, but man, I'm in pain.
Starting on Monday, I might have injured myself. I felt like I pulled a muscle in both my left quad and right hamstring. I've torn my right hamstring before, so there was some cause for concern. Because of that, this week, I didn't go 100%. I was actually going around 50 to 60% for all of my sprints. I incorporated longer runs as well into these sprints, so I was still at least getting some good exercise. And I was making sure that I was walking at least 30 to 60 minutes a day. On day 2, because the closest track to me is actually under construction, so the other track that's the second closest to me, it's actually about a 20-minute drive for me. I decided that it was better that I just take a stroll down to the park and do my sprints there.
Today is week 2. This is day 2 on week 2, and I'm going to be doing some running outside today. On the grass probably, because I don't have enough time to get to the track. This is just something in Canada, but there's hardly any tracks. A lot of the high schools just don't have a track, and I want to know why that is. So if there's any Canadians watching and know why there's such a lack of tracks to people to run on or for students to run on, please let me know in the comments.
Now this park next to my house actually has a hill, and I use that for my warm-up rep. So I was sprinting up and down the hill just so I could get a better warm-up, and something different for me to try as well too. Now at the park, I also made sure to map out 100 meters so I knew exactly how much I'm running. Now it's quite evident that when you're running on the grass, it's much harder. I was only going about 50-60% of my maximum effort on the sprints, but it's hard on the ground. The ground is not even, and you really need to watch out because you don't want to be spraining your ankles. So I don't recommend you going 100% if you're sprinting on the grass, unless it's like really even grass and maybe you're at a football field or something like where athletes play. But if you're just at a random park, don't go 100% because you never know when you're gonna have a dip in the ground and you might actually roll your ankle. Now on Saturday, by chance, I happened to drive past that track that's closer to my house, and just for my luck, that construction was not actually happening and they had paved the track. Before I went there, and the track was actually not paved, so you couldn't really run on any. But I went and checked it out, and the track was paved, but there was no markings on it. So again, I had to map out exactly what 100 meters was. But I had the whole track to myself. It was actually really cool, and it looks like they're going to be rubberizing this track. So I'm super pumped and excited that this track is going to be less than. Even though I didn't go 100% on this day either, I tried really connecting my feet correctly to the pavement, and I feel like today I had the best initial sprint I've had so far. Take a look at this and then let me know what you think. Compared to my other sprints, it felt much more natural. The way that I left the starting point, and I didn't feel like I was kicking my feet out, but more so pushing the ground beneath me, it felt like a muscle-mind pavement connection. Now, as I finish up these 2 weeks, I've only lost 1 pound so far. I'm super eager to see where I'm going to be at the end of the 60 days. I think I really need to be incorporating the 48, 72-hour fast back into rotation to kind of get back to I was, which was about 192 pounds. Again, my goal is 180 pounds. I just want to get to lower weight so that it's easier on my whole body. My maximum weight was about 255 pounds. That was back in December, January, earlier this year. So as a lot of you know, I actually went on vacation 2 weeks ago. I gained a lot of weight. I was at 192 pounds before I left. I'm a 5'11" male. And when I came back, I actually hit 205 pounds. So I gained over 13 pounds in less than 10 days on vacation. Now, I know a lot of that is water weight. However, week over week, I've only lost 1 pound. So I'm currently at 204 pounds from 205. I've only lost really 1 pound over the last couple weeks. Now, I know I've got a lot of inflammation currently right now. I'm holding a lot of water weight as well too. So that's really the reason why I'm doing the 3-day fast. I'm hoping that's actually going to help with my sprints because it's going to be less weight that I'm running around. And it's just past 7 p.m. where I had my dinner. I won't be eating for 3 days. My next meal will actually be on Wednesday dinner time. So that's going to be 72 hours of fasting. Because of that, I'm going to have to switch my sprinting schedule up for this week a little bit. The thing about sprinting is I'm actually going to be incorporating the sprinting with my fasting. So I've been doing 1 meal a day, which is called OMAD, and I've been pretty good with it, doing it typically 70 to 80% of the time, I would say. The other days I have ate a little bit earlier than I normally would have, and I've been having maybe a 4 to 6 hour eating window instead of that 1 hour eating window where you just have your 1 meal a day. And on the weekends, typically on a Sunday, I might even open that window up a little bit longer, but I've only done that about once or twice. After these 3 days, I'm really hoping that I can get back to my consistency, which is key when you're fasting. Now, I've lost over 60 pounds in the last 8 months, so gaining 13 pounds does feel really like a gut punch, and I really took it for granted, all the weight that I've been losing, and it's so fast to gain that weight back. Now, some of you out there might be saying, how did you gain 13 pounds in 10 days? Well, I actually have a thyroid issue as well, and that leads itself into rapid weight gain. Now, if anybody wants to join me on my fast that I'm going to be doing for 72 hours, there's a link in the description to my Discord server. So if anybody wants to join, hit that up. We can also talk about sprinting if you're doing any type of sprinting, or just what your gym workouts currently are on. Thanks everyone for watching. Until next time, this is Manic with Fast Track to Fitness.